Thank you for being part of AIM2Flourish, a student-led global learning initiative to discover and celebrate untold stories about business innovations for good. In this short video, we will review the tools available to support your role as a professor in the online innovation stories submission process. First, we'll begin by navigating to the Innovation Submission Dashboard. This dashboard shows the current story activity in progress around the world, as well as the details for the stories that your students are actively working on. You can easily check the progress of any student's story by clicking on the title and opening a read-only version. If you are working with a number of students on stories, you might find it easiest to use the filters located on the right to help you quickly find a specific story or narrow down the list. Let's filter by status and choose First Review. This way we can focus on stories that require early attention. In this scenario, there are two stories that we need to review. The Edit pencil in the status column indicates that you can edit these stories and provide feedback as part of the review cycle. All of the information that your students have submitted is visible for you to review. To make sure all published stories achieve a similar level of quality, please consider the following checkpoints as you review each story. Validate that the business is an approved business type. AIM2Flourish celebrates innovations where business acts as an agent of world benefit. For this reason, we do not publish stories written about nonprofits or government agencies. Please ensure the content submitted matches the intent of each section. As with any strong piece of writing, the authors should establish key points and evidence supporting the claim. Each story should be well written, and in paragraph form. It helps the readers really best understand the story. As you begin to review and select text to edit, you will find a number of comment boxes appear when you click into a field. These fields are available for you to share comments, either with the students or with other reviewers. Your comments will be visible during the story review process, but will not be visible to the public if the story is published. If no options have been selected about possible impact for the innovation, please answer this question on behalf of your student before proceeding. In the future, this will always be answered, as it is now a required field for all story submissions. As a professor, you are asked to challenge each proposed submission for adherence to the following AIM2Flourish guidelines. First, the innovation should make money or benefit the business. Second, the innovation is embedded within the business. Third, the innovation is scalable. And fourth, the innovation helps achieve one or more of the UN Global Goals. In this example, the students could more clearly describe what their story is about. I'm going to ask them to provide 2 or 3 sentences that better describe the innovation. Clearly, these students have done the research and have provided a lot of information in the innovation section, but not all of it relates directly to the innovation. I'll ask them to focus on their main points. As you review, if you notice spelling or grammatical errors, or want to make small corrections, you can edit the text directly. These edits will be reflected in all future viewing of this story, including potential publication. To simplify the review process, each of these essay fields have a review comment box, which is not visible unless used. Click in the field to reveal the comment box if you would like to add notes. The personal reflection question is intended for students to share their personal experience across the business interview, the research they completed, and the writing of this innovation story. Personal comments are strong inspiration for others. Some of the best entries include how this process has changed their outlook on business, the world, or even their future plans. These students have repeated the summary in the innovation story, so I'll try to coach them a bit on what we are seeking with this question. In this section, you will find a number of simple questions, which help provide consistent measures across key criteria to help establish a baseline for the many stories that we read from around the world. These ratings will be visible to the second reviewer, but not to the students. Please take a few moments and write a short comment supporting the innovation story, or something about it that really moved you. This will be published with the innovation story and attributed to you. At the very bottom of the form, there's a private section for you to share questions and comments with the second reviewer. Anything you enter here will not be visible to the students, nor will it be published with the story. Once you've completed your review, you have the option to either return the story to the student authors so they can make any changes you've requested, or approve the story to move forward for a second review. In this case, we've identified some areas that the students need to work on, so we'll return it to them for their edits. The students will receive an email notification. As we return to the dashboard, we see that one story is now back in the compose stage and no longer visible for us to edit. Let's take a look at the other story that needs our attention. This story has been submitted for a second review and has been returned to us. Let's see what feedback David, the second reviewer, has provided. Oh, here it is. David has asked that students do more to quantify the business benefit. That's a great suggestion. I'll add a quick note here and ask them to include any relevant quotes from the interview. The students will see both my comment and David's comment when I send it back to them for edits. At the bottom, you can see the exchange of notes between David and I. Again, these are private notes and only visible to the reviewers. The students will not see these comments. I'm going to send this story back to the students so they can make the changes we've identified. Looks like we've reviewed all of the stories that need our attention. These stories are now either in the students' hands or with the second review. Professors will get email notifications when a story is ready for additional review or when new stories arrive. You can view the latest innovations from around the world. They're great inspiration for your students as they begin to prepare their own stories. Don't forget to encourage your students to support them with a comment or even just a like and to show appreciation for the story. Thank you for being part of AIM2Flourish and supporting this movement to recognize and celebrate good for the world innovations.